Hi, today I thought we would talk about positivity. Positivity is about looking at the good side of life and making sure that you are being positive about things that are going on. Quite often in life, when we get stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it can be very difficult to look on the positive. It's very easy to make a list of our negative qualities, a list of things that are going negatively or that are difficult in life. But looking at the positives and taking the best out of any situation can be really hard to do when we're feeling overwhelmed. One thing that is easy to do is to say, things are difficult, things are stressful, I'm struggling at the moment. And quite often, when you do that, it starts manifesting. So you feel more down about the situation, you feel lower about the situation, and even less positive than you did before. When we are going through difficult situations, it can be quite helpful to try and bring as much positivity out of a situation as possible. So there may be stuff in a situation that is difficult, but if you can be positive about what you can do about the situation and what you can take control of to change the situation, this can be really helpful in bringing up the level of positivity. It's about looking at changing the script. If you are going in a negative slant and things are difficult and you're finding it difficult to be positive, it's about trying to take a step back. If a friend of yours was going through a similar situation, what would you say to them? What would you do to boost them? What would you do to boost their self-esteem, to boost their confidence in the situation and in their ability to deal with the situation and cope? Sometimes we need to do that for ourselves because it's hard when we are going through a difficult situation. But it's about being as positive as we can be and looking at what we have achieved rather than what we haven't. When life gets stressful and it ends up as a trudge, quite often we have a massive to-do list of stuff that we need to do. And I have spoken to clients before and they've said, I've got this big list of things to do, I've done one or two things, but it's terrible, I've not done the rest. And some of the people I talk to are finding it difficult to even get out of bed in the morning, never mind do a massive to-do list. And I talk to people about looking at the positive of that. So why are you looking at what you haven't achieved rather than what you have? Quite often we go into a negative spiral and think, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I should have done it this way, I should have done it that way. When actually we have probably achieved a lot more than we thought we had, but through a negative lens, it's very difficult to see that. It's about spending time looking at what you have managed and building on that. So if one day you can do one thing on your list and then the next day you can do two, then fantastic. Three things are ticked off the list. You've done something, you've achieved something, and it's about making sure that you push yourself to feel more positive. It's very easy to give up and sit down and say, I can't do this. And sometimes we have to have those moments, but it's about saying, do you know what? I can. I can do this. I've survived things in the past. I've survived difficult times, and I am going to be positive and I'm going to push through. Help with being positive in life is good if you surround yourself by positive people. People who will encourage you, who will build you up, who will say, you can do this, you can achieve this. And if you're struggling with someone, people who will say, I will hold your hand. I will go on this journey with you and I will help you to deal with what's going on. And I will help you build a more positive outlook on what's happening. Life can be very difficult at times. It can be a trudge, it can be exhausting, especially if we're maybe not taking care of ourselves or our mental health has suffered. But the more we go onto the negative slant, the more we're kicking ourselves when we're down. We wouldn't do that to someone else, and we would say to someone we care about if they were doing that to themselves. So why are we? It's about looking at, can I get some perspective on this? Can I try and be more positive? Looking back can be quite helpful. What you've achieved in the past, what positive things that you've come up with in the past, what you have built on, and what you have in your life. It's about looking at, I have a roof over my head, I have a job, I have a family, I have friends, I have people who care about me. And a lot of people suffer in life and struggle and may not be able to say that. And we all have difficulties in life. It's not about taking away from the difficult parts. It's not about saying you should be coping better. It's not about that. It's about being in the moment and saying, do you know what? This is how I'm feeling today, but this is not going to last forever. I may be having a bad day, a bad moment, but this does not mean that this is the way things are going to be forever. It's about saying, I'm going to have this moment and I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to be positive and I'm going to build a positive outlook for myself of things that I can achieve and things that I want to achieve just now and in the future. Sometimes it's about looking at visualization, visualizing what life would be if it was better, how positive life would be if you had come through the struggles and out the other side. What do you want your future to look like? What do you want life to look like? Build a plan, build a vision for what you want, and aim to achieve that. And it's about the process of building yourself up and looking at achieving that can actually bring more positivity in your life. It's easy to look at the negative side. It's easy to say things are not working, things are difficult. But what you need to do is take some power back in that. Take a bit of control back. Can I control the situation? Can I change the situation? And if you can, then change it. Sometimes we feel very overwhelmed and very out of control and very powerless in a situation. And especially if our mental health is suffering or we're going through a really big struggle or there's a lot of difficulty going on in the world that actually makes us feel at a low ebb, makes us feel anxious or stressed without all the other things that are going on in our life personally. It can be very difficult to be positive, but sometimes it's about saying, I am going to make a difference. I'm going to take back my power and I'm going to do something about it. So if you see somebody struggling and it makes you sad and it makes you worried and it makes you anxious, what can you do? What could you do to help? Could you help that person yourself? Could you help that person through maybe donating to a charity or helping a charity, maybe volunteering? It's about looking at what can you do to make yourself feel less powerless and also make you feel less negative. It's about making a plan, putting some things in place, putting some things together and saying, do you know what, yes, this is a difficult time, but this is not going to last forever. And I am going to make a difference in my life. I'm going to make a difference in other people's lives. And it's about making sure that you surround yourself with people who are happy to make a difference, who want to make a difference, and actually boost your immune system, boost your happiness system, boost your joy, and make you want to be more positive in life. We all have our struggles in life, and we all need help at times. But it doesn't mean that this is the end of your journey. It means that it's the start of your journey to build positivity, build resilience, build up your ability to take back some control and do what you need to do to change things. Lack of positivity or finding it difficult to be positive quite often comes from a feeling of lack of control. Feeling like you're overwhelmed, like the ground is shaky underneath you, and that you don't have the power to change things. You always have the power to change things. It may not be what you want from the situation. You may not have the power to get everything you want from the situation, but you have the power to change some of it, and you also have the power to change your outlook on it. It's about changing the script. Yes, this is difficult, but do I have to be on the negative slant? Is it all negative? Or actually, is this a path to something more positive and a path to something coming into my life that may change my life in a way I didn't think was possible or I didn't think was going to happen, but actually will make me go down the path that I need to be and bring the right direction into my life. Meditate on positivity. Look at breathing techniques, meditating on the positivity that is in your life, the positivity that's in the world at the moment. Anything that you can take and change the script on that will make things more positive. Every situation has a positive. You might not see it initially, but if you meditate on it, you look at it, you think about it, you will be able to see that there are things that can be done and there are things that can be changed. And it's about taking that power back and taking that ability back to make a difference and make a change for you at this time. It can be done, but it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of time. And it's about getting support while you're doing that. So whether that is from family and friends, whether that is from maybe a therapist, if you feel that that's what you need, then it's about looking at what can I do to make my life better. And it's really important to take that decision today to change things. Thank you for listening.